Hello and welcome to today's video. If you are new here, my name is Stacy York and I live in Indianapolis, Indiana with my husband Brandon, and I work in social media marketing here. So today we're doing my monthly reset. It is the last Thursday of the month and this is just kind of when I have time to film this video, as this weekend is actually Memorial Day, which I'm super excited for. So I do still have just a few days left in the month, but I want to intentionally just sit down and see how my past month went, and then I'm going to look forward into June and kind of figure out what I want my June to look like and plan for it, set some goals, and try to make it the best month that I can make it. So just as an overall summary of May, I feel like it was a really good month for me. I started to kind of settle into my new role at my new job in social media marketing. I've got like my calendar all set up there and I'm just really getting the amount of posts out that I need to be and kind of doing a better job at like connecting with my coworkers, and it's just been a good month work-wise. This past month I did focus on relationship. That was kind of like the focus of my goals for the past month, which we will get more into once I actually look at my goals specifically. But I do feel like I did a slightly better job of connecting with those around me this past month and not just focusing on grinding all the time, so I'm happy about that. Definitely got out and did a little bit more active things. I was out in the community a little bit more. It was just a good month. So let's go ahead and actually dive into my goal. I kind of failed at some of these. My first one was to volunteer one time, which Brandon and I both did together, and I will say it was probably one of the highlights of my month. It was super fun. We ended up volunteering for an organization that targets invasive species in local parks. If you don't know anything about ecology, an invasive species is basically a species that normally we as people have brought in either for landscaping or for some functional purpose that does not live here originally, which then means that a lot of times they will take over and destroy the local ecology. So we specifically were targeting honeysuckle and burning bush. We went out and we just basically cut down a bunch of bushes, and that is kind of the work that I used to be into with my environmental science degree, and it was just so much fun getting outside, working with a bunch of like people who are really nerdy about nature. We met some cool people. They were all like senior citizens. We were the only two young people there, but it was just a really good time and it felt so good to like put myself out there and do something for the community. So if you have been thinking about volunteering, I highly recommend that you just go out and do some volunteer work and respond to all texts and DMs within 24 hours. I said that I did this. There were probably one or two messages that fell through the cracks, but I will say I did a much better job than I previously have been doing. So I am proud of myself for that. And this is something that I really want to keep up just because I want to stay connected to people, and if there's people reaching out to me, I need to reach back out to them. So I'm happy that I did this. Call one friend. I didn't do this. I know that it sounds insane that I set this goal and I didn't do it, but I have social anxiety, and just the thought of like just calling someone freaks me out because I'm like, well, what if they're busy when I call them? And the thought of like setting up a call freaks me out, especially because I set this as a goal. Like, I felt like I had to disclose the fact that I made this a goal, and most of my friends watch my videos, so I didn't want them to feel like I was just calling them to like check something off my list. So I don't know. I need to like, I still need to do this, but I don't know if I need to set a goal for it. I just need to do it. Like, let me know if any of you guys struggle with like reaching out to people. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I have friends that are amazing and awesome and I care about them, and they care about me, but I just get all in my head about like, oh, like they don't want to talk to me, they don't have time to talk to me, they have better things to do than like chat on the phone with me. And then like even with me, like where does it fit into my schedule? And I'm such a routine person that if that's not something that's routinely something that I do, then I don't end up doing it, and it's just a whole thing, and I just need to stop making such a big deal out of it. But basically that's all to say that I failed at that goal. And I also failed at writing a letter, which is so easy. And I do honestly think that I'm gonna try to still get this goal done by the end of the month. It's not really that hard. I have stamps even. Like, I have no excuses for this. So I'm gonna try to get this done by the end of the month, but for now I have not done it. I am saying that I planned a date for Brandon and I My struggle with this was Brandon does not really love going out most of the time. Like his perfect evening is like an evening in. So we ended up doing that last night. I'll insert some clips here of our living room that we brought our bed in, and I bought like a bunch of snacks and we watched a movie, and it was just a really good time. As you can tell, I kind of failed at my goals this month, which is a little frustrating. We're gonna do better this month, I promise. Looking at my habit tracking, I'm doing a pretty damn good job. Like I'm not here to boast, but I'm boasting a little bit. I've journaled every single day, I have flossed every single day, and I have read every single day. Working out, I am at about 73% of the days I have worked out, which is awesome. Last month I was only at 66% of the days, and the month before that I was at 61% of the days I worked out. So I'm definitely doing a better job at sticking to working out. So I'm really proud of myself for that. I will say my workouts have not been like the most amazing workouts in the world. I recently have just really been telling myself just to show up and do something. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, just to show up and do something, and that's been kind of helping me to show up more often. And then for my analytics, I'm gonna wait until the end of the month to actually fill these in here, but currently I am at 355 subscribers, which means that I have gained over 100 subscribers this past month, and I am over 50 subscribers more than what my goal was for the month. Thank you guys so much for that. It has been really great to kind of add some more people on here, and I've been getting a little bit more like engagement and comments, and that is just amazing because I love it, and I really am here just to kind of build this community and get to know more of you and just have a little community of people. So every single time I get a subscriber, it literally makes my day. So please make sure you're subscribed if you're not. And then as far as watch hours, my goal was to get 2,500 watch hours by the end of the month, and I'm at about 2,600 right now, so I'm about 100 over. And that is kind of a wrap up of my May. I'm now going to go ahead and take you on a journey to June. So the past few months, I have been kind of setting goals based on like a theme. Like I did a mental health theme and I did a relationship theme, but this month I didn't really want to do a theme. I just kind of set some goals and thought about what I wanted my next month to feel like and things I wanted to accomplish, and kind of just set my goals around those things. So I'm really looking forward to June. We have a lot of things planned coming up this next month. Brandon and I are actually going out of town for our 1-year anniversary, which I am so excited about. We just rented a little cabin down south in Indiana, and it should be a really fun weekend. And then we also are doing a Tough Mudder. Well, it's not really a Tough Mudder. It's like a fun mudder, like one of those runs where you like, there's mud everywhere and it's fun, and you know, I'll take you guys along for it, I think. So, but we're looking forward to that. We're going back up north to do that. And then we may also be going on a backpacking trip in June. So I have a lot of things going on in June. Hopefully I'm not adding too much to my plate with these goals. So let's go ahead and dive into what goals I have. One thing that I want to do this month is to update the budget every single week. I did not do this at all this month. It is currently the 26th day of the month, and I have literally not updated the budget at all, which is awful because obviously we can't stick to a budget if we don't know how much money we have spent in every category. So that has to be a priority coming in this next month. Like, I have to stay on top of it. It's ridiculous that I have not done that. And then I also want to post on Instagram once a week. I have not been on the Instagram grind recently. I've just really been pouring myself into YouTube, but Instagram is still kind of an important aspect of growing a platform online. So I'm going to do my best to just once a week, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I don't have to think about it too much. Just to once a week post something on Instagram just to keep Instagram kind of engaged. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's always linked down below, so please make sure you follow me. And then I also would like to read one personal development book a month. These past few months I've been doing an amazing job of reading every single day, and I've really been enjoying it, but I've only been doing fiction books, which is totally fine, and like I love reading fiction books, but I just want to read just one personal development book. I haven't picked it out yet, but I'm excited to just kind of get back into that and just broaden my horizons and give myself new thoughts and all of those fun things that come with personal development books. And then I also want to check one thing off of my indie bucket list, which I don't actually have a written indie bucket list, but I think I'm going to make one of those this month and then check one thing off of that list. It is summertime now, so we really need to get out and just do some things in Indianapolis and explore the city and just have a good time here. And then I also want to wear sunscreen every single day. I listened to a podcast. It was actually Rachel Vinn's podcast, A Small Amount of Drama, I believe it's called. I'll have it linked down below, but she had her mom, who is a dermatologist, on, and they were just talking about like the effects of sun on your skin and the importance of wearing sunscreen, and it just kind of got me re-motivated to make sure that I'm trying to put sunscreen on and actually wear it frequently. So these past couple weeks I've been wearing that more frequently, and I would like to just do it every single day next month, especially going into summer. And then my habit tracking is going to be journal, workout, sunscreen, and floss. So the journal, workout, and floss were all from last month. I'm going to continue those on just to make sure that I can stay on those habits. And then sunscreen is just so I can keep track of that. And then for my analytics for the month of June, I am hoping that I can get to 500 subscribers in this next month. That would absolutely make my day. Once you get to 500 subscribers, you actually can have the community tab, which allows me to kind of give you guys updates within the YouTube app. I can post polls and I can just kind of post text posts. That way I can kind of be more engaged with you guys, which I would absolutely love to do. So if we can get to 500, I would be super happy, and I honestly think that it's possible. And then as far as watch hours go, I would love to say that I would have 4,000, which is the amount that you need to be monetized in addition to 1,000 subscribers, but I just don't know if I'm gonna get there, just kind of looking at like my past couple months trends as far as watch hours go. So unless a video really blows up, I'm hoping that I can get to 3,500 by the end of June. The last thing that I just want to kind of go over is I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of finances, because in the past I've done kind of a budget update in these videos, but just kind of it just wasn't working for me in these videos. So I mostly just want to sit down and like talk about kind of what's happening for us money-wise, what kind of we're thinking, our goals coming up here for the future. In the month of July and I believe September, we have extra paychecks coming in. So the way that we budget is every single month we save the money that we make in a single month, and then the next month we spend that money. So if there happens to be a month where we get extra, like where there's an extra Friday in the month, we essentially get an extra paycheck on that Friday. So it happens that Brandon and I's paychecks both end up falling on an extra Friday in the month of July and September. So basically, we're gonna have a lot of extra money in those months, which means that we are pushing our debt payoff date until hopefully the beginning of November, and potentially even sooner than that, which is just so exciting. I today was thinking about just how good it's gonna feel to have that debt paid off, because if you guys have been following along, you know that's kind of like the big goal that we have. It's just to pay off my student loans. That's the last debt that we have. And I'm just so excited for it. So really the next couple months are just gonna be continuing to stick to that budget and making sure that we can make those payments and make those extra payments. And there's just a couple things that we do have to spend some money on in addition to that. So making sure that we just have a little bit of savings saved up for those things. Like Brandon's in a wedding coming up here at the end of the summer. So obviously that costs a little bit of money to get the suit and travel and all of those things. Just making sure that we're looking forward and planning for those smaller things, and making sure that we still have enough money to pay off debt. And also we have a little bit of traveling, just driving, that's gonna be going on in these next couple months, and gas is really expensive right now. So just making sure that we're aware of those things that are coming up. And really that is like main thing with finances, is just looking forward, knowing how much money you have coming in and knowing how much money you're gonna have going out, and planning for those things. So maybe that means we won't be able to eat out as much because we need to save a little bit more money for gas. That's just the way that it is. So yeah, those are kind of our goals planning coming up, is just getting that debt paid off and saving for those small expenses coming up. If there are any videos that you would like to see out of me in this next month, make sure that you comment those down below, and comment down below any goals that you have coming up. It's always good to sit down at the end of the month and just figure out what you want to do with your life, because if you're not intentional, life will just blow you by. So I think with that, I am gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far through the video and you're not subscribed, what you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button down below. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.